Not only are mentors in battle shonen anime cool, but they also tend to be memorable. Besides the main characters and villains, these people tend to be the best or most prominent side characters, and they serve to guide the hero on his quest to become stronger. In a way, you can say they're the real MVP. Unfortunately, being an anime mentor also comes with the well-known occupational hazard. But we're not here to see mentors dying, are we? We have a separate list for sad moments and all, but for today, we're here to bask in their glory, to see them at their peak, at their best. And what better way to show it in a battle shonen than to give focus to some of the best and most memorable battles featuring them. So strap yourselves in as we take a ride through some of my favorite mentor battles in action shonen. We start things off with Benimaru vs Holy Soul. Benimaru and cool fights. It seems to go together. We already featured this awesome mentor before, so how about another fight? This time against Holy Soul's Shadows. Anyone up for a one-man army fight? Because Benimaru brings the heat when he single-handedly takes down the Holy Soul Shadows in spectacular fashion. Even when they try to mob him, he simply uses them as a showcase of power, blasting them multiple times over. Even when the Shadows looked like they landed a hit, it just became a scene to build up Benimaru's spectacular finish. One of the nice Fire Force fights for us to remember, although calling it a fight would be a bit of a stretch. Domination is more like it. Up next is Goro Sensei vs Yanagisawa.
地獄のような一年だった。だが、今終わる。
I've talked long about Goro Sensei being one of the most overpowered characters in anime, but I haven't featured an assassination classroom fight at all, have I? Well, that's going to change today, and we end that with a banger of a fight. A climactic showdown between Goro Sensei and Yanagisawa. It's pretty much all you want from a final fight in a series like Assassination Classroom. Yanagisawa played the final boss role to perfection and gave Goro Sensei a run for his money. The fight's filled with revelations, intense attacks, and jaw-dropping sequences. It also has its share of drama featuring Gayano and even Reaper 2.0 upon his defeat. Truly an impressive and awesome way to wrap up this anime that's given its fans some of their best years. We take to the Fate universe for the next entry, Chiron vs Achilles. Chiron vs Achilles is one of the more underlooked fights, and I don't blame you. Fate Apocrypha is, in my eyes, the most niche anime of the Fate universe. It doesn't have the legacy of Stay Night or Zero, nor does it have such a huge game and cinematic presence as Grand Order. Yet, it keeps up the Fate tradition of having crisp, eye-catching fights, and this Chiron vs Achilles fight is the poster child for that. I talked about this fight in one of my best hand-to-hand fight videos because it's just that good. It's a good old brawl where the anime team really went out of their way to capture the action and the barrage of attacks the two throw at each other. If you're looking for amazingly animated fights in fantasy action anime, then feel free to give this one a shot. All for One versus All Might is the definition of hype. One thing My Hero Academia does so well is build hype. It spends a lot of time building All Might as this unstoppable force of good, someone even the strongest villains tremble at the sight of. He easily wins all his fights and saves his students numerous times in impressive fashion, but every light has a shadow, an apt foil that serves to provide a balance in power. And that's why everyone was so excited to hear that All Might was finally going to fight his counterpart, All for One. And the fight delivered. There's just this magical feeling seeing the two strongest forces in My Hero Academia duke it out for real. All for One versus All Might is a fight that left everyone, both in universe and out of universe, in awe. The United States of Smash moment here is still one of my favorite moments, even as more seasons have come and gone. Another good thing to note is that this is one status-altering fight for the whole universe. Glad to see All Might retiring in style. And if seeing All Might's greatest moments got you all hyped, imagine how hyped I was when the channel hit 1 million subs. I'm here to just take a moment to thank you for all the help in getting the channel to reach that landmark. It really means everything to me. Thank you. But let's not stop there, okay? Heck, if my newer videos continue to give you fun times, then why don't you hit that like button, subscribe, and share the channel with your shonen-loving friends. We've got loads of videos here, and I'd be more than happy to see the ViniiTube family grow. Hope you have a good time ahead with the rest of the list. Nothing's a better definition of constant improvement than Black Clover, and this fight embodies it.
Oi. お前がいねえと勝てねえぞ。
Yes, I'm talking about Asta and Yami versus Dante, one of the best fights Black Clover's given us. And it's fitting that it happens towards the end of the anime, saving the best for last, yeah, am I right? What I like about this fight isn't just the actual fighting. Yeah, the fighting's great, and I'm all for seeing more of Yami's dark magic, it's all shades of awesome. But what I feel is the most important element of this fight is how it proves Asta's development. You'd be hard-pressed to find that little annoying kid from early to be this badass, and here he stands toe-to-toe fighting alongside his captain against one of the most powerful enemies they've encountered so far. Asta matured and badass at this point, and you bet it's a source of pride for Yami. His pupil's all grown up and has become one of the most reliable allies he can ever ask for. Here's another amazing final fight with Gintoki vs Futsuro. What better way for Gintama the final to end with the grandest battle of them all? Gintoki finally faces Futsuro in a spectacle that Gintama fans will forever remember. One underrated thing about this fight is the foreshadowing. Remember when this was teased all the way back with everyone thinking Takasugi is going to be the final villain? Just an added layer of bonus to what ends up being a really amazing fight. Gintama's no stranger to making the fans feel a roller coaster of emotions, and this fight encapsulates that in a big way. I also love how the fight turns out to be quite methodical. Instead of showering us with fireworks, there's the whole use of silence and flashbacks to build everything up as the two go at it. It truly adds to the moment, the solemn ambiance, and it gives each blow more gravity, if you get what I'm saying. A great battle that serves as a great finale, one that amazes us while reminding us of the journey to get here. Gojo vs Jogo is next on the list.
楽しくなってきた。
This one's a favourite, not specifically because of some mind-blowing fight choreography, but simply because of how much of a landmark moment it was. It's the first time we see Gojo flex his power over someone, and Mappa just had to put up some of their best work in the art department for this. Let's be real, this early in the show, it's never going to be some intense back and forth between the mentor character showing off his strength and a character who didn't seem like such a big threat. It's just Gojo showing how superior he is by using this as a tutorial level to his pupil, but boy did he make a pretty show out of it. I'm not sure if I'd rank this above Hollow Purple if we're talking about spectacular Gojo moments, but it's the one that gained more buzz from the community, and that's understandable because the latter's the icing on top of the already amazing Hanami fight. Here's another supernatural anime fight on the list, Tengen vs Gutaro. Kinda tough to lock this fight down with a start point to an end point. The climactic battle in Demon Slayer's Entertainment District arc's pretty much a chain of fights with participants tagging in and out of action and being given their respective focus. That's also what makes its presentation so interesting and unique. The whole sequence has its fair share of epic moments, but I think that the Tengen parts are my favourite. The Nezuko parts are cool and all, but it's when Tengen takes the forefront do I feel the most excited. Every time we see a pillar in action, it's always cool, but Tengen takes it a step further with his blitzing style, combining speed with power in taking the fight to the Upper Moon duo. Tanjiro joining the fight gives the battle a much welcome boost in height, being the first time our protagonist joins his mentor in a fight to this level. Finally, we have Kakashi vs Obito. Kakashi vs Obito, for the most part, seems to be a fight that gets hype based on the history. It's a long time coming between the two, and we know it's going to be big when we see the longtime friends turned enemies finally face off with one another. It's the Naruto versus Sasuke of another generation, and the anime made sure to hammer that point home. I mean, in some ways, this one's even better than the actual Naruto versus Sasuke fight. It's a battle that's all about blazing speed combined with trademark Naruto magic system. I also like how physical combat comes into play as the two blitz each other. There are some rather funny comments that claim that this is the most actual ninja-like fight in the series. But hey, can we disagree with that? Just look at these two go. It's a fight that has a good story, great gravity, and huge stakes, all done in a package that, while doesn't match the special effects extravaganza modern fights have, still gave us a good moment to remember. And that wraps up today's list. Mentor fights are the coolest, aren't they? I hope you enjoyed the video. Once again, thank you for watching. I hope to see you again in the next video, which is scheduled to come out in just a few days' time. Make sure to bring your friends along for the ride too.